Alright, so here I am in round 3, which is a little dangerous because I have no room to lose. I'm 1-1, so if I lose a round, I'm done, which would suck. But it looks like I'm up against either junk or green-white something. So get the Swift Spear out. It's fine. It's not Goblin Guide on turn 1, but I'll survive. Ooh, he played a what is that? Horizon Canopy. That just helps my cause. Now I'm just gonna play my land here. I'm still not 100% sure. He could be on junk hate bears. He could be on green white hate bears. Could be on an assortment of different decks. I really have no clue. Either way, I'm gonna deal 3 to him and then swing in. I mean, honestly, this is just a fantastic hand against his deck, against most decks that play any creatures, especially early aggressive ones. Smiter scares me, of course, as it should, but that happens. And not really worried about much. Looks like he missed a land drop. No, he didn't miss a land drop. Alright. He's going to go for the mana denial plan, which is good against a lot of decks. Not very good against this particular deck. But we will see in a moment. Because what I could do next turn, I could play the fetch land. Ooh. I'm just going to bolt his guy so that I can fetch for Sacred Foundry. And this is where the whole playing the one of planes comes into play. Because he could, in theory, take out all my white sources and kind of rip apart any shot I have at casting any of my about 8 white costing spells. But I'm going to get him down to, I think, 6 here. Yeah. So a burn spell now plus this burn spell plus another burn spell, because I have the way I can activate. Well, let's see if he swings in first. If he swings in, I'm good. He may be holding up Path, which is not good. He attacked. I'm guessing he's holding up Path. That's the most logical thought process here. It's another Swift Spear, though. That's good. So I'm gonna Searing Blaze his guy. By the way, in case this has ever come up, if they're to Path to Exile the guy that's getting Searing Blazed, they still take 3 points of damage, because it deals damage to the creature and the player. Alright, so whatever, I'll use the ability. Oh wait, I can't, because Leonin Grand Arbiter is bar none the most poorly written card in the history of Magic. At least for Moto. Because you have to click on it before you click on whatever. Either way, his own Horizon Canopies killed him, which is good for me. I'm going to swing in here for 1, and that's game. It's actually surprising how bad this deck is for burn compared to Zoo. Wow. Alright. Because this deck just can't. It's slower than Zoo is, and Zoo has access to Helix. I'm going to bring in Wear and Tears here because hate bear decks tend to always play Leyline of Sanctity. If not Leyline, they play Crater's Claws, they play Core Firewalkers. I'm bringing in Combust to deal with his white creatures. They play Restoration Angels and other assorted things that I can't kill with 3 damage. Although it's not exactly the greatest thing ever, you know, you don't want to bring in Combust really, accept anything but Twin. It's perfectly acceptable here. So I'm going to start off. I think I start off. I don't think I care too much about my own life total here in this matchup. I'm going to. Ooh, Goblin Guide. That's nice. So I'm just going to play Goblin Guide. I'm going to attack, and then we'll see if he has Path up. Most of these decks will play a Birds of Paradise or Noble Hierarch on their opening turn. I don't know. Let's see what's on top. Okay, so he's going to Path it, even before he gets to look. I don't know if that was correct, but alright, that's fine. I will take my land. What he essentially did, I actually had a very, very slow next turn because I could have played Monastery Swiftspear and then not been able to do anything. So, now I have the ability to play Swiftspear and Boros Charm next turn. Or Skullcrack. Which makes me happy. The card revealed voiced Loud Resurgence. So basically, against this deck, you just need to remember... Firewalker. Okay, so what I can do... Now let's see if he understands... This is solely a rules thing here. This is no longer, you know, the simple Magic game. This is the rules portion. Whether or not he knows how core Firewalker and prevention works with Skullcrack. So, but either way, I doubt he blocks. I learned it the hard way at a PTQ, so everyone makes mistakes. Okay, so he didn't do anything. He didn't block. So I'm going to Boros Charm him to deal an extra... Well, he gained 2. I'm doing 6. This in total will do 4. Putting him at 17, but he has Horizon Canopy, which is great for me. So I'm not arguing there. Double Skullcrack, also really good. Smiter here would be bad. Another Core Firewalker would be bad. Voice of Resurgence I'm really not worried about in the slightest. When they're playing Voice of Resurgence, just remember, play the spells on your turn. You're playing Burn, you know, you might as well anyway. So, Ghost Quarter's really pointless right now. I already played my spell that requires white mana, so the white mana is expendable at this point. He didn't have Leyline. He may have wanted to open up with Leyline, but he had Core Firewalker, so it's like, you know, a toss-up. He chose whichever one. I have to pause a lot. There's a lot of double queuing and garbage like that, and I hate it. Double queuing is the worst. So he's just swinging in with Firewalker. That's great for me. Because next turn I'll be doing another 4-ish. Oh, also, Wear and Tear is good here against Spellskites. These decks tend to bring in Spellskite as a way of beating Twin. I actually didn't have to fetch there, but I do what I want. You don't know me. So he has a 2-2. Congrats. I'm at 12. I can attack him down to 10 if I want. Now, he has the Ghost Quarters in play. If he misses a land drop and he wants to play his Leonin Arbiter, he would want to not tap the Horizon Canopy. God, how stupid is that? The fact that you can't deal damage to... That he can't gain life, yet the trigger goes on the stack before anything. It's annoying, but whatever. Okay, so he didn't block. Obviously, he has another creature in his hand. these decks do play a lot of Luxon Smiters, so I need to worry about that. I need to worry about Volt Leaf Leash. Honestly, if he wants to not kill himself this game, his best option would be to, what's that? Brimaz. Alright, get in for your 3. That's actually a really dirty combo right there of Brimaz plus the token from Voice of Resurgence. So I'm going to swing in. Probably not my best swing, because I'm only going to do 2. But if he wants to prevent any life, actually, he could sack the canopy now. I mean, I was going to say he can Ghost Quarter his own canopy, but he's most likely just going to use it to draw a card. I'm not 100% on that. So he's going to get another dude. I don't have 4 points of damage on the board. That was my own stupidity. Well, not entirely. I mean, if he plays the second voice, then I wouldn't be able to Skull Crack on his turn and block his Firewalker if he was to attack with it. That was just a really, really piss-poor attack on my part. Now I'm on a 3-outer. I need 3 burn spells here. Or 2 Boros Charms. Because of the Firewalker. But I'm looking at taking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? No? He didn't attack with the Firewalker. That's weird. Alright. That's, let's see, Voice is a 4/4, that's 7, 8, 9. Yeah, he could have done just 10 there. Put me on lethal for next turn. I mean, it's lethal next turn anyway, but like I said, Rift Bolt does not do it. I can Rift Bolt and then Skull Crack, but he still gains 1 life, which is kind of suckish. But there's nothing I can do about that. So I needed a Boros Charm there, very simply. Skullcrack would have been fine with Boros Charm, or yeah, so he goes to 5, and then he goes to 2. Yeah, now I'm dead. Alright. Even though Bolt coming up next turn would have killed him if I had another 2 turns, which I didn't. Taking out my own Firewalkers, I think. Not putting those in. I don't know how I feel about Molten Rain. I mean, I guess it deals with some of his annoying stuff. But I'm leaving in the Combust to deal with Brimaz and you know, I'm still looking for Smiters and Volt Leaf Leashes. Alright, this is a classy opener. This is like your classic burn opener of Burn Spell to the face, Goblin Guide, another Burn Spell to the face, and Searing Blaze, which is just, it's kind of what you're looking for here. Looks like he's mulliganing, or thinking about it. He may be looking for either Firewalker or Leyline. To be honest, when you're going up against Burn, your 7 cards, if you don't have Leyline or Poor Firewalker in your opening hand, may be just better than, yeah, especially if you're playing a deck like his that operates on 3 mana. It just may be better than anything else. It might be able to win without needing any of the prevention spells. I mean, he is playing Hate Bears. If you know the metagame well enough, then you know that this deck plays like more fetches than there are lands to fetch for. So even Aven Mind Sensor could shut me down. I mean, Alright, so this is the old classic. Let the Goblin Guide attack, see what's on top of your library, and then Path to Exile, which I would. I don't know how I feel about Path to Exile against Mono Red. I don't know if you want to be giving Red more lands to work with. You know, because usually they're on such a thin amount of lands as is. So, yeah, I mean, filtering my deck for me is actually really good. That's why, you know, you can make the argument of what should you play, Path or Lightning Bolt, when it comes to Junk versus Jund in Modern, and I like Bolt more than I like Path. Alright, so I'm just gonna fetch up a Sacred Foundry. This is another deck where Blood Moon would just be nuts. Alright, sweet. So now I have 7. I have 10 points of burn in hand. With him at 15. That's not bad. And it looks like he has, you know, he didn't have a play last turn. He went for a tapped land, which tells me that that might be his only land drop. He may be going for a Leon and Arbiter or destroy one of my lands here, but that seems like a real waste of a turn. That also turns on my Syrian Boys. I'm already at 4 lands, so the whole Arbiter land denial plan doesn't work anymore. It's kind of like when you're playing Rug Delver and Legacy, and you're going on the mana denial plan of stifling fetches and the sort. And when you're playing against a deck like Miracles, it just, you know, plays too many lands where it just doesn't matter. You know, why would you even bother doing it at that point? You might as well just use the Stifles for this Force of Wolf fodder. So he's thinking, and thinking, still thinking. There's Smiter. Alright. That's a card. I mean, but what it does is it turns on Searing Blaze, and that's important because, oh, there's an Eidolon. There you go. Just gonna play out my Eidolon. Now what I can do is I can crack my fetch, block, Searing Blaze his Smiter. So, and any spell that he plays right now deals him damage, so I'm happy with that. Because that may be like those critical extra 2 points that I need to get through. So we'll see in a second. Depends on how he plays this out. Because if he paths here, nah, he's probably just going to swing in. Alright. I have the option of blocking, but I'm not going to. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, why would I block when, you know, every card in his deck is like CMC 3 or less, except for Wilt Leaf Leashes. So I'm just gonna stick to this, leave my idol. Okay. Burmaz. Alright. So that puts him at 9. So I can Searing Blaze here if I want, but it's not really that big of a deal. It's another land. It's unfortunate. As long as he doesn't have Voice Out or Core Firewalker, I could play my spells whenever I want, so I'm just not going to force anything. If he swings in, I take 8. Oh, that's no. Okay, so he can sacrifice that to prevent all damage from one singular red source, but Skullcrack shuts that down, so I'm happy about that. Also, that was the critical 2 points of damage I think I needed in order to win this game. Now I can just block the token, but I'm gonna block Brimaz here, because I think he's given me an opening. Plus, if I can get him to use his, if I can get him to sack his dude to prevent the life loss, then I skull crack in response, and he, let's see, and then he wastes his best out to any of my spells. Now I could have taken that and gone down to 4 of 8. I could have gone down to 4, but then I wouldn't have been able to play my own burn spells. So I had to block there. I didn't have a choice. Alright, good. So he played right into it. Now I'm going to skull crack. I'm still taking 4, but he's going to be down 1 creature. And he's going to be at 1. So, you know, just need gut shot off the top. What's sad is like neither Goblin Guide nor Monastery Swift Spear do anything in this situation. So I can't draw. Let's see, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. I play about what, 20, 11, 4, 7. Yeah, so 27 cards are dead cards right now, which is really dangerous. A burn spell off the top though just finishes it. As he sits there and waits. I don't know, what does he have? Spring of Life or whatever it's called. I remember there was a card from 4th edition that was like deal 1 green X. Alright, good, he's dead. Just bolt during my draw step. Alright, and once he figures out that being below 0 means that you're dead unless you're playing Ad Nauseam. Actually, he could be playing Angel's Grace. I mean, wouldn't be the craziest thing I've ever seen. Yep, alright, so I'm going into round 4 with the hopes of not going 2-2.